friends, welcome to the channel Tech Sadhna. In this video, I will show you how to install SQL Server Express Edition in VPS hosting. For any VPS hosting, this will be useful. For today's video, I am using GoDaddy VPS hosting. So let's start. Here is my remote desktop, which already configured, and now I will have to install the SQL Server. So before installing the SQL Server, I will have to download the SQL Server from the proper location. But once the server is configured, at the same moment, you will not get any access to the browser to download any particular things. So there are a lot of restrictions in the browser since this is a server. So what I do is I do a trick that I install Google Chrome, because initially Internet Explorer is installed. Now I will install Google Chrome, which is already downloaded in my local machine. So I will copy the installer from my local and I will paste it to the desktop of the VPS server. So the first step is to install Google Chrome so that it will have enough permission to download the SQL Server installer. Here it got copied and now it is asking for a permission. For Google Chrome, the permission is not required here, still it can be installed. Google Chrome is getting installed now. Yes, Google Chrome is now installed. So let's search for the SQL Server installer. I am going to install SQL Server Express Edition of version 2014. So I am typing SQL Server Express download 2014, like that. So here is the site. Let me check if the installation options are there. Yes, there is an option to download. I am clicking the download. Now the options are coming. I will select the option 64-bit one, and you will see that the size of the installer is 1.1 GB because SQL Server Management Studio is already there with that installer. So just keep it in mind that 1.1 GB is the size of the installer. Let me now download by clicking the next button. Downloading started, and I will pause my video. Once the download is over, then I will open it again. Welcome back, friends. Now the SQL Server Express Edition, the downloader got downloaded. Let me click on it and it will start installing. So this is the first screen of the installer to get installed. Now it is asking for a permission, and you can see that the NIDAS is the user, and they are asking for the password for the user NIDAS that have the admin credential, but we generally don't have the password for the NIDAS user because this is the default user. So there might be some more options, more choices. Yes, place administrator is there, but even the place administrator doesn't have the administrator credential for that machine. In order to achieve that, we need to do one thing. We need to log into the hosting provider site, and from there you will have the option called setting. Here is the setting option, and from that setting you will have one option called admin access. So the user we have created that need admin access, so that we can use that admin user to give permission SQL Server to get installed. So I am enabling here the admin access. Now I am saving that. So the user we have created is now have the admin access, and with that user credential I can give the SQL Server the permission to get installed. Now I am clicking no, and I am trying to install from the start. So let me go to the download option. Then I can see the SQL Server installer got downloaded here, and let me double click it to get it installed. Yes, this is the user that I wanted to have as an admin user. Now I will give the permission. Now it is fine. The SQL Server installation is in progress. So let me start installing the same. The rest of the steps are same as you install SQL Server in your local machines. Still, I will show you the basic features that you have to select during the installation. So let me do that particular setup first. Yeah. So now new SQL Server standalone installation option I need to choose. Accept the license terms, whatever is there. No need to select this. Then next. Okay, then click next. I will not choose the SQL Server reporting service here. So let me uncheck that reporting service option. Then next. Okay, .NET Framework 3.5 is required to install. So I will install .NET Framework 3.5 and then I will again start that particular step so that it will pass all the prerequisite. Okay friends, now I will show you how to install .NET Framework 3.5 Service Pack 1 in a Windows Server machine. So to install that, you need to click on Start, then type Server Manager. Then right click on the Server Manager, then click Run as Administrator. So it will again require the permission. So I'll give the permission. Now the Server Manager is opened. At that point, you will have to go to the option Manage in the right side. Then add roles and responsibilities. Roles and features. Roles and features option. Here the roles and features option is opened. Now you need to click Next. Keep it as it is selected. Then click Next. Then the server selection option, click Next. Server role, click Next. Then features. Yes, you will find the feature that I will need to install first in the first of the feature list, that is .NET Framework 3.5. You can click HTTP activation as well. Then click on Add Features. Then click Next. So now I am clicking the install button to install the Framework 3.5. It is getting installed. Now it is showing that the installation is succeeded. Now we will have to close the installation option and let me minimize the Server Manager. Now we are back to the same position where we got stuck in order to install the SQL Server. Now you need to go back, then again go Next. Yes, it passed the prerequisite section. Here you need to do one thing. You need to give the name of the instance. I am keeping the default one and I am clicking on the Next. I am keeping all the things as it is. In this step, I will prefer to select the mixed mode. And here once you select the mixed mode, it will prompt you to give the password for the SA user, and you will have to give a strong password because the SA account is the first target of the hacker. So better to not to use the SA account, but still if you use the SA account, you will have to give a very strong password for that. So installation is now in progress. So I'll pause my video, and once the installation is about to over, then I will come back once again. Welcome back friends. Now you can see that SQL Server Express edition is successfully installed. So let me close that window. So it is done. You can close that window, and where you can check whether it got installed successfully or not. Just go to the start button, then type SSMS. Here is the option for SQL Server Management Studio. Click on it. Here the default Windows authentication mode option is selected. Now let me click the connect button. So we can see that it got installed properly. Now one configuration we need to do is that this is not the mandatory, but if you want to access that particular SQL Server from outside of that machine, then you will have to enable the remote access for that SQL Server. So I will show you how to enable the remote access for one SQL Server instance. In order to do that, you will have to do 3 steps. The step 1 is click on the SQL Server actually, then right click, then go to the property. Here you will have to click on the connections, and you will have to check the allow remote connection to this server. It is already checked, so you will have to check whether it is allowed or not. If it is allowed, then it is fine, but that is the step 1. The next step is to create a rule in the Windows Firewall to allow the port 1433 to access the remote server. So let's go to the start, then type Windows Firewall. Here allow an app through Windows Firewall, click on that. Just click on Windows Defender Firewall in the top. So here is the screen of that Windows Defender Firewall. So clicking on the advanced setting, let me give the permission once again. So here is the screen from where you can set up the rule for the port. So I will have to create one inbound rules. Click on inbound rule, then click on new rule. So the rule is for port. Then click next. The TCP option should be selected. Specific local port 1433. Then next. Allow the connection if it is secure. Block the connection, keep the default one. Then click next. Click the default one, then click next. Name, open port 1433. Just give a name, keep the description blank, then click on finish. So the rule is set up in the Windows Firewall. Now the third action is to enable TCP/IP protocol from SQL Server Configuration Manager. In order to do that, open SQL Server Configuration Manager from the start, then type SQL Server Configuration Manager, right click, then run as administrator, give the password for the permission, then from the SQL Server network configuration option from the left side, click on protocols for SQL Express. So here is the TCP/IP protocol you will find, and you will have to enable that protocol first. By right clicking on, you will find the option for enable, then click on enable. It is asking to restart the SQL Express service. Once the TCP/IP protocol is enabled, then right click and go to properties, click on IP addresses, go to downwards, then you will have to give the pro port 1433 and remove the option TCP dynamic port from 0 to blank. That is fine. Now click on apply. OK. So in order to apply the change, we will have to restart the SQL Server service. So here is the SQL Server service that it is now running. So select it from the top, just make it stop. It will stop the service. Then again start the service. So that is all. The remote access is now enabled, and we will now check whether we can access the SQL Server from outside that particular VPS box. In order to test whether the remote access is enabled properly or not, we have opened the SQL Server Management Studio from a local machine. Now I am trying to connect with the help of the IP of that server. I am using the SA user, though this is not a good practice. Yeah, it got connected. So I am opening the same SQL Server from my local instance, local management studio. Here you will find no database is there, and I can check the same instance from within the box, VPS box. So what we have done is, we have first installed SQL Server, then we have enabled SQL Server access from the remote machine. So that's it for the time being. Hope you will enjoy the video. If you like this video, please do share this video to your friends, and please don't forget to like that video, and please put your valuable comments so that I can create such video on different topics for you. Thanks a lot, friends. Thank you very much. So that is all for the time being. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please do share the video to your friends, and please don't forget to like that video and put your valuable comments so that I will get motivated and create such video for you. So thanks once again. Bye.